and we'll see where that leads from there.
I was going to say, is that a hint that there might be more new music on the way?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. I might teach you guys something. Awesome.
Yeah, tell us the story.
I'm Rod Kim. This is Millennial Sleepover. Thank you to everyone who has made my TikTok series such a great success. But I've always wanted to talk about these songs more, but I only wanted to do it if I could talk at length with the writers or artists of the songs. And I've been working for months trying to get the schedules worked out with everyone. But these guys actually reached out to me first. And I'm so excited to talk to them about writing and performing their classic hit song, Gives You Hell. And also their new music that is dropping as of today. Welcome to the Millennial Sleepover, guys. I don't know if that's a good name yet.
I'm technically Gen X.
It could be creepy, but I think it's fun.
Yeah, I know. I told the line too. I'm close to your guys' age, and so I'm like right on that edge. But I tend to talk about a lot of millennial music. I'm what they call an elder millennial. I actually toyed originally with the idea of having everybody like lay down in bed like I do with TikTok, but I thought that may be a little too much to ask and a little creepy in hindsight. So here we are. But this is something that was really serendipitous. A lot of people on TikTok have been asking me to do is like, you should talk about these songs longer than like 2 minutes. And I'm like, I would love to, but guess who wouldn't watch this? You all. But but also I wouldn't want to like speculate too much more without like the people involved in the song. So here we have Nick and Mike from the All American Rejects, if you didn't recognize them already, the legends themselves.
Hello.
I'm kind of nervous, guys. Like I was always saying I'm just a musician, so this whole like interviewing thing, we're just gonna talk shop, I guess. But
hey, you got the two nerdy awkward guys from the band, so
awesome.
No pressure.
Guys, this is gonna be a great podcast.
I mean, look at all three of our hair.
Introverts.
We're all on the same page.
Right?
Yeah.
Awesome. We'll have to exchange like hair care tips afterwards.
Hell yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit at the beginning about Gives You Hell. I feel like that's probably what most people recognize you from, if hopefully I'm not assuming incorrectly. I know personally it was my favorite anthem and has like, to me it's timeless because it, not just because I think it still holds up to today, but it feels like it was from before it even was, because this was like the late 2000s, right?
2008 is when we released Gives You
But
Hell.
I feel like this applied to like me when I was like in high school in like the 90s, you know?
Oh, cool.
And stuff. And I don't know, like, how does it feel to have like probably one of the pettiest pop rock anthems ever? Because I'm here for it, man. Like, you know, I live in LA. I'm a full-time songwriter out here and an accidental like TikToker. And I just look at everybody that gave up on me along the way. I'm like, I hope this gives you hell, man. Like, I'm not even trying to take the high road on this.
I mean, I'm not complaining. I remember when it came out, people were saying it was like the male counterpart to Alanis Morissette.
Okay.
You Ought to Know. Which, I mean, I don't know if us men need an anthem.
Yeah,
but,
right. They're probably just
but I
equating,
thought that was a pretty cool comparison.
Yeah.
You know, it was one of those songs, like a lot of our first singles coming out of the gate. You know, we felt the same way about Dirty Little Secret. We were a little, I wouldn't say worried, just kind of scared. We're like, okay, this is a little different, and it's certainly different than anything we've done before it. What are people going to think of this? So we were definitely a little scared going into it, with that being the leadoff single to, you know, what would become our third record. But it did okay.
Yeah, I would say. You were nervous, like, sonically, that people would think it's too different, or that the person you wrote it about would figure it out?
No, it wasn't that. I don't know if anybody really knows who it's about, but sonically, as well as just, you know, it's kind of bratty. It's a snotty song. You know, it was a different kind of anthem. You know, I mean, you know, we were teenagers. We started the bands. There were a lot of, you know, lovelorn type anthems before it, and this was a little something different. And yeah, sonically too, I think going into it, we weren't quite sure what to do with it. The demo was pretty bare bones, and Eric Valentine helped us kind of sculpt it into what it became. And I think we were more confident once it was done, and once we kind of unlocked what it should be, or what we thought it should be. But yeah, certainly going into it, we were like, I don't know, guys. Like maybe this is one we just leave off the record.
I always have to jump in at this point because it was not my read of this song ever. From the first moment I heard the acoustic demo, I was like, oh, that's the fucking song. And it's funny because Nick and Ty both, I've heard them say this and how they had their doubts, but I have to say I did not have doubts. I always knew this one just had the hooks immediately. I was like, fuck, this is great.
Mike is always a good barometer. We know we can count on him for stuff like this or for like t-shirt designs. We're like, Mike, is this lame or is this cool? We've lost complete perspective.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. So actually, is that acoustic demo anywhere, or is anybody gonna ever hear that?
I actually just did a podcast where we played it for the first time.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you can get it anywhere. I actually had to do quite a bit of creative digging to even find it.
Okay.
It involved buying a obsolete adapter off of eBay for $200.
Oh my.
So that I could rip it off of a CD. But yeah, it's out there somewhere. If you probably search me in podcasts, you'll find it.
I'll link it if I find it. Talking about the song coming together, I mentioned in the TikTok I made about this song how every part is so intentional. Like, I feel like there's too many things for it to not be intentional. Like, the whole song sounds sarcastic right off the bat. Like, the keys sound like they're already making fun of you. And then there's that guitar transition after the first chorus that sounds like it's mocking you. Like, you can't hear words, but you can feel words, you know? Like, what was the thought process going into that? That's
really cool of you to say. I mean, maybe some of that was intentional accidentally. I think when we created the demo for it, at least, we were just having fun. Tyson and I were up in Vancouver on one of our mini writing trips that we took for this record. And we didn't travel with instruments. I think we rented an acoustic guitar and like a shitty like Yamaha or Casio keyboard that had like, 5 or 6 built-in sounds, and one of them happened to be this like electric piano kind of vibe. Maybe like a little built-in drum machine. So that's kind of where it started.
Gotcha.
And then we're like, I don't know, like that kind of fits the lyric. It's kind of snarky.
Yeah.
Let's just stick with that vibe and then just start piling shit on. And I think just the kind of the attitude it had, like you said, like as soon as it starts with the little keyboard and little drum loop, like that's already an attitude. So anything else that was layered on top of that was just kind of leaning into it more, whether we really meant to or not. I mean, I remember that little guitar solo thing playing on an acoustic guitar and being like, this is silly. We're probably not going to use this. But then, yeah, and then getting weird with like jazzier chords in the bridge and shit like that. Like I said, we were just having random fun with this one. But I don't know. So I guess all that to say, there wasn't really a roadmap, but we stumbled on something that a mishmash of random shit that kind of ended up working in the end of the day, I guess.
That's incredible. Y'all are geniuses. Like, you just do it. That's the answer, right?
I wouldn't say that. Well, we were I would have been 25, 26 at the time. So I think still young enough to be like ignorant and arrogant, thinking we could get away with it, which I think that's a good place to be.
Yeah, especially as an artist, right? Because I think insecurity keeps a lot of good art from being created. It also makes us like insufferable to hang out with, but it's good art. You know? Yeah, because then even when Tyson comes in with the lyrics, like I love the opening. I wake up every morning. I mean, it's a good opening line, but you don't quite know what's gonna be next. And then everything is just like stab after stab, like even the pre-chorus, the truth be told, I miss you. And then all your background vocals, like and then like, truth be told, I'm lying. And then it just drops into that hook. Like now that you said that was just kind of you guys following a vibe is so incredible. Like you can trust your gut to make such like a classic like that.
Well, thanks, man. That's all awesome of you to say. Thank you.
And then you gave us all the good, like, drunk bar moment with that breakdown chorus. Was that just, like, everyone you knew in the studio?
It ended up being that I think it started with the demo. We literally waited till the end of the day and we got drunk and we did gang vocals.
Oh, you actually were drunk.
Then we had an opportunity to go to Skywalker Ranch to record some drums for When the World Comes Down. And so we took that opportunity to use the giant scoring stage there to do gang vocals. And so we got drunk again. Were you still drinking at the time, Mike, or were you fake drunk?
I don't remember, to be honest. I probably didn't get as drunk as everyone else, regardless.
Right. Well, our A&R guy was there. You can actually see him in the video. He's on the roof with the megaphone. That's Jeff
nice.
Sosno, our A&R guy. But he was there with us. I remember I have a picture somewhere of us like holding a case of Coors Light. Everybody's just like pounding beers and doing gang vocals. And am I remembering this right, Mike? I remember we were all so drunk but trying to keep it together that we actually ended up not sounding drunk enough.
I feel like I do remember Eric directing us to be like, you're two together.
So when we got back to LA, I remember bringing in more people and fucking just straight sober, trying to sound drunk and piling on more gang vocals at Eric's studio back in LA. So that's what you end up hearing is probably a combination of demo vocals, Skywalker Ranch vocals that were drunk vocals, and then fake drunk vocals back at Eric's place.
So there are 3 layers of gang vocals.
There's probably more than that.
I mean, 3 like sessions worth.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And they're all varying levels of inebriated.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
I mean, that's a party band, right? And I think I pointed this out in the TikTok too. I love that you end the song by changing the lyrics a little bit. Like when you hear the song, I hope that it gives you hell. Even though you'll never or will like let be known who this is about, do you still have in your mind the specific person, or is it just like a general like, fuck you, whoever gave up on us?
I think for all of us probably have a different person in mind. And I've heard Tyson say a couple different people that it could be about. That I would share the same sentiment, but like any more, like when we play it, I don't necessarily think about that when we play it anymore.
No,
do you, Mike? Yeah.
It's good. We've all moved on.
No,
right?
I mean, it's just all about now, like the crowd goes off so hard on that one that it's just, that's what I'm thinking about. And it's always a blast to play that one and see people's reactions.
You're getting all the venting of the resentment from the crowd.
Right.
Not to you guys, but to all their individual grievances.
Absorbing all of their spite.
Right. It's good for you. Yeah, I don't know if this was like intentional, but to me, this song has always had this underlying message of like living well is the best revenge. I don't know if you would agree with that necessarily.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Because it's not necessarily that you're like, I hope something bad happens to you. It's like, I already know your life sucks. And I'm out here like picking what time of day I want to wake up, if it's day at all.
Right.
That's incredible. Well, going from one end of hell to another hell, I don't know if this was intentional or not. As of today, you're releasing your cover of Harvey Danger's Flagpole Sitta.
Yeah.
It sounds incredible.
Thanks, man.
You guys sent me the video and the song to hear ahead of time. I don't know how you did it. This sounds like it was yours all along, but you still remained like very faithful to the original. Like you talk about a little bit like how that came to be. And I read a little bit about how this song kind of brought you out of a several year hiatus. Yeah.
I mean, we've never been a band to do a cover song. I think on our first headlining tour in 2003, we tried to play a cover and it totally bombed. And from that point forward, we never played a cover song ever again. Here we are 21 years later, and we started touring again. We did a headlining tour last summer. We were all on a bus. We've done, several more shows where we're all on a bus together since then. And there's just this great camaraderie that I think we all missed. We're all just hanging out with our friends again, and these like late night front lounge, hangs that of us just listening to music led to us being like we should cover one of these songs that we're all in love with. and that song came up. I forget who said. I think Tyson said it. Like, what about Harvey Danger? Like, yeah, like that song's awesome. Like, I can see the movie trailer to Disturbing Behavior when I hear that song. You know what I mean? Like, so many core memories attached to that song. And so you're like, I mean, do you want to like do this? Like, we don't live in the same city, so like for us to get together and do that's kind of an undertaking. It's like, fuck it, let's do it. So everybody came here to Nashville and stayed at my house. We worked, we produced it ourselves in my studio, and we did learn the song. You know, how Harvey Danger performed it. And then we just kind of played it, you know, with our instincts and the way that we would play it. And, you know, made some decisions along the way that, you know, maybe were to, you know, homage the original, or maybe to make it a little more ours. But I mean, it all felt pretty natural. I mean, we all got in a room together and jammed as a band, which is another thing we rarely get to do, you know, all living in different cities. So it just kind of fell together. Like, once the idea was there and we were all excited and committed to doing it, it just kind of fell into place.
Oh, that's incredible. I love how there's a reoccurring theme of like the vibe was right and we just like kind of wrote it. So it's like, yeah, just don't get in your own way.
Totally. Yeah, overthinking and second guessing is also something we're very good at. And so lots of years of unlearning that. And, you know, I think this is something, you know, in addition to that, we just had fun with this. Like, it's our creation. You know, we didn't write the song, but, you know, we produced it, we performed it. We put our personalities into it. But it's not our song. So there's a lot less pressure. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Like, we're not putting our baby out into the world like we would with, you know, like Gives You Hell. It's like, here's a weird looking baby. I hope people say it's cute. You know what I mean? So yeah, we were able to just go in and have fun with it and just, you know, do things, like I said, that maybe were to honor the song, maybe to make it more ours, or maybe just to be like, it's a cover. Let's just do this. Fuck it. You know what I mean? We were just able to have fun with it. And yeah, just, I don't know. Not only tied over our fans, but tied over ourselves, because we've been having so much fun on the road, making music together, you know, and we'll see where that leads from there.
I was going to say, is that a hint that there might be more new music on the way?
There might be.
Okay. I'll leave that at that.
I think, you know, we're, you know, like I said, we're the band who overthinks everything. So we're not going to just shit out new music because, you know, the scene is having a moment, or other bands that we may be compared to are doing the same thing. We're not going to rush anything, but I can say we're all really excited to be in a band together right now.
No, it's incredible.
So that's exciting to see where that might lead us.
I love your story about like how you guys don't feel like you're good at covers, and then here you are doing one. I had a similar thing. I was in a band for almost 10 years, and we never really played covers because we weren't good at them. And then we also wanted to be known more as like writers and producers and stuff. And so we were like, well, let's not do that on YouTube and stuff. But then we booked this gig, and the booking agent, who was a good friend of ours, was like, I really wish you guys would try one cover or something. So we did, I think it was either Jesse's Girl or Centerfold, or maybe we did a mashup or something. I can't remember. Something like not that crazy or difficult. And it was so bad. Like, the booking agent was like, yeah, okay, you guys got me. Never do that again. So I know that feeling, but in a couple decades, you guys figured it out, because this is an incredible cover. Like,
sweet.
I love that you caught this energy of like, I don't know how to mention. It's like a high school pep rally that like lost control, like the teachers lost control. You know, it's like, it's very like kind of cheerleaders, but I don't know that it's gone unhinged, and it's like everything. Your guys' version got me to re-listen to Harvey Danger's to realize how much stuff they put in theirs as well. Like,
totally.
There's like background noises. At one point, is it you that plays like your lip? I don't know what that's called. When you like.
Oh, that was Chris. Yeah.
Chris, okay.
Yeah, our drummer.
And it was like, that's such a great energy. But I was like, wait, did they do that? And I went and like listened. It's amazing. And I didn't even necessarily notice it the very first time around. But I was like, what is it about this besides it just being, you know, like 2024 technology, like helping the quality be better and stuff. But like, yeah, there's everything. It's really hyped up. And then you guys went way more psychedelic with the bridge than Harvey Danger did. Like,
cool.
I love that.
I'm glad that came across to you.
Yeah. So it's a nice little break because everything's like so like 300%, surge cola.
Yeah.
And you kept the count in that's at the end too. Was that like
that's Chris again?
I was gonna say that has to be a conscious decision, right? Because you're fighting the establishment in the '90s. Do your count in at the end?
And that's just a hook in the song. 1, 2, 3, 4 before the outro. That's a fucking hook, man.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I recently covered All Time Low's Dear Maria, and I didn't mention the cough at the beginning. All those fans let me know. I missed one of the biggest hooks of the song, so we're not gonna leave out your guys' count in.
That's funny. I'm not familiar with said cough, but people are nuts.
This one also has crowd vocals. It sounds a little less drunk, but correct me if I'm wrong. In the video, it seems like you have a team of, besides yourselves, mostly women.
We do have some female energy on there. Yeah, that was a fun day.
So those bappa like choruses, like historically, like I'm guessing most '90s kids know this. Harvey Danger played it for the longest time with just that as the hook before they added the hell lines.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Oh, cool. I might teach you guys something. Awesome.
Yeah, tell us the story.
So, now this is just rumor. This is my whole thing about my TikTok channel is I don't do any research or anything. I just kind of like pop an edible and go for it. And this is like, so my high school memory was like Harvey Danger kind of blew up quickly out of the grunge scene, even though they're not grunge necessarily.
Yeah, it's that like late 90s post grunge, just like alternative thing.
Yeah. And they said that they played the song for the longest time. I want to say right before signing to the major, where they just did what's now the background vocals on the chorus as the chorus. And they went and recorded it. And I want to say the lead singer, I can't remember exactly who, said this needs lyrics for a chorus for a recording. So he like lifted the line from another song they had written and just sang it in there. And he's like, yeah, in hindsight, we should have named this song "I'm Not Sick, But I'm Not Well" instead of like Flagpole Sitta. But see, that's one of my core memories of being like a high school kid is going to Sam Goody and be like, I don't know, the song is da 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 da.
Yeah.
And someone helping me find the CD. You can't look
at the back of the CD and tell if that's the right record or not.
And I think at the time they weren't even able to find it for me. I got it on like the Now One CD.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
But
that's so interesting because we were saying when we're making the song, and especially when we're mixing the song, just making sure that third verse after the bridge, the paranoia, everybody's coming to get me. Making sure that hits because that's like the most memorable part of the song, at least to us.
Mm-hmm.
So that does make sense that the chorus vocal was kind of an afterthought to them because the main hook of the song, at least to us, is verse 3.
Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, that makes sense too because like now thinking back on your guys' version, even in the video, you like highlight it so much the energy of the bridge, kind of comes down so you can like hit that paranoia.
And also, that's the part from the Disturbing Behavior trailer.
So if they remake it, guys, call the rejects.
Please.
But I was going to say about those background vocals, the bup-ups, like they're just so like inherently joyful in like an otherwise kind of sarcastic song, much like Gives You Hell. Like, but also, who are the background vocalists?
Well, some of them are us. I'll let Mike speak to that because I got kicked out of the room because my voice is so loud and obnoxious. And later when I was editing all the backing vocals, I heard the takes with me on it, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ! Even the ones where I'm like turning and facing the wall, I was like, this is the most annoying sound I've ever heard in my life.
I feel you. I'm similar.
It's funny because when we were talking earlier about the Gives You Hell gang vocals, like that's one thing. Whenever I hear the song, is I hear Nick in that gang. He has like this very distinct voice that like it's like there's Nick, but it's not a bad voice. It's just like he pokes out. He's got like some kind of timbre to your voice that just like it rings through.
There's a timbre there for sure. My assistant and studio manager Danielle is a great singer, and we're like, hey, we need some girl vocals on this. Like we should have Danielle do it, of course. she rules. And then she has, she knows a lot of musicians and singers here in Nashville. So she brought a couple friends and we kind of showed them the part and they knocked it out in like 20 minutes. And then we had some time left. So we had some fun with that bridge and made it, super weird and psychedelic and
nice.
Had them do some oohs and ahs and stuff. Not just the bahs, they did oohs and ahs.
Yeah. And it's
no.
definitely the opposite of the drunkenness of Gives You Hell. Tyson was very like sergeant on them about like, this is the timing. Because it is like awkward timing. You don't think about it. It sounds very free and whatever, but there's like these upbeat hits and you have to actually think about what you're singing to get that timing right of what they're doing.
Yeah, it's a very like defined melody.
Yeah, and it's also what word is ba and which words are da.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was very orchestrated and yeah, like Mike said, meticulous compared to the most gang vocals you hear on any given song. Like these are very
there's no
specific.
No beer bongs for this recording.
No beer bongs. Those came after.
Nice. And I love this quote you guys had that ideas that survive a hangover are probably good ones. And that's what led to this cover. Have you considered using that as like a title for a comeback album?
That's pretty good. Yeah, I think Ty came up with that. Because, yeah, like I said, the idea to do this came from us staying up multiple nights in a row and listening to these nostalgic playlists. And, they were late at night, and I'm sure some of us were inebriated. So the fact that we woke up and remembered the idea and we're still excited about the idea and wanted to pursue it, that's key. That's a big deal.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, no like morning after remorse.
Yeah. That's the next decade from now.
Yeah, no walk of shame with this song.
And for this one, did you necessarily want listeners to get like a meaning out of this song or just like more like the fun vibes of it? Because I know like I remember when I got a little bit older reading about Harvey Danger being frustrated that people didn't realize the irony in the song because they intended it to be kind of like a statement, like they were making fun of people getting tongue piercings to be rebellious and stuff, and then a lot of their fans would walk up to them and be like, look, I got my tongue pierced because Flagpole Sitta. Like that was the opposite point we were trying to make.
Yeah, we were actually making fun of you.
Yeah.
That's funny because the most iconic shot in Disturbing Behavior is when Katie Holmes turns and faces the camera and her nose is pierced.
Right.
That's
some music supervisor was like, oh, that fits.
Yeah, totally. It's both. I think the sentiment still rings true today, and it means something to us. And I think people will still pick up on just the anxious feeling and sentiment of the song, just anxiety inducing. With the in the lyric, paranoia, everybody's coming to get me. It's that. I think it's just the perfect storm. Like it still rings true. It still is meaningful lyrically to us, but it's also just a really fun song, and we're really looking forward to playing it live too. Like it's got everything. So I think it was just kind of the perfect little storm for us to try this experiment.
Yeah, and even as a millennial music fan, like All American Rejects covering a 90s classic in this era where all of that is nostalgic now, like this is a perfect storm actually as a listener too. Like I remember
cool.
When you all sent me like the links to the song and stuff, like holy crap, what? Like I didn't know I needed this, and then there was like little trepidation right before you hit play.
You're like, I can never unhear this. This better not ruin the fucking song for me.
This will either be the best it's ever been, or otherwise, no, but you guys nailed it. Cool. Is there anything else you guys would want to say about Flagpole, your version of Flagpole Sitta? Also, maybe it's out on Friday the 13th. Was that not a conscious choice?
I'm learning this right now.
I'm gonna double check. I think. Okay.
No, it is. It's Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like kind of a creepy Halloween-y song. Friday the 13th. Yeah. Like fall is upon us.
Disturbing behavior,
brisk weather and Halloween and shit. Disturbing behavior. Yeah. I think the timing is perfect, even down to the date.
I think we're gonna have a 7-inch of it, right? I haven't heard an update on that, but
oh yeah,
we're nerds for having a physical thing for our songs. So that is coming.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for that. You can't quite see it here because I got a mess of stuff back here, but I love my records. I had one of my first independent releases released on vinyl.
Nice.
Before it came back. I remember calling. I'm not gonna subtweet them or anything. I'm not gonna call them out on here, but I called one of the places I knew that used to print vinyl, and they literally laughed at me on the phone, like, "Kid, we haven't printed those in 15 years." And then 2 years later, they were like double charging everybody for vinyl prints. So like, whatever. I want to show you guys some internet covers of "Gives You Hell." Are you down?
Sure. Now you're gonna ruin the song forever for us.
Right. Okay, so this one's from a cover band called First to 11.
Ooh, I hear jazz brushes.
I wake up every evening with a big smile on my face, and it never feels out of place.
Zoe Deschanel got rid of her bangs.
Definitely has that energy.
At a 9 to 5 pace, I wonder how bad that tastes.
Those other two guys are just going to be standing around for a while.
I know that very intimately. It's a long time before I come in on the song.
Oh, hey, there we go. I like the production. They got a light show and everything. These guys are great. Are we supposed to make fun of this? Because they're really good.
They're getting the dynamic pretty good.
Yeah. Ooh. Getting saucy on the bass. They're great. All right.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay, they're really good. I thought YouTube was just like a bunch of bad covers of songs, but that was pretty solid.
I thought it'd be cool to show a variety of covers because I know it's really easy to make like a pop rock or pop punk cover of this. So
Sure.
There's this gal, I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name because she's German. But I saw an acoustic guitar and I was like, hell yeah.
Remember the German acoustic cover of Somebody I Used to Know?
Oh, I don't think I've heard that.
Oh, I heard it first before the Guillote song or whatever. Yeah, it's great. So I'm stoked to see what this is going to be.
You can tell she's German because I believe that's a Neumann mic she's using.
We're all musicians. Like, what gear is she using?
That's amazing.
At a 9 to 5 pace, I wonder how bad that tastes. When you see my face, hope it gives you hell, hope it gives you hell. When you walk my way, hope it gives you hell.
See, when we do an acoustic, Nick, he puts that bass line into his acoustic part. She left it out. She's a tryharder.
Yeah, I might just steal this arrangement for future acoustic performances.
There you go.
Do you know where you are? And truth be told, I miss you. And truth be told, I'm lying. When you see my face, hope it gives you hell.
That's a fun dynamic.
When you walk
Yeah.
my way, hope it gives you hell, hope it gives you hell. If you find a man that's worth it down and treats you well, then he's a fool, you're just as well, because you
Didn't go for the solo though.
I hope it gives you hell.
It almost has this like element of like it's so calm that's like a little crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're getting like no, when you're like in a fight with your spouse or something, you're like, no, nothing, everything's fine, everything's fine.
Yeah, where did it all go wrong? But the list goes on and on.
Yeah, it was a very pleasing version.
Truth be
Because these next couple are short, so they'll be pretty short. I think this next one's only 30 seconds.
Cool. They speed it up? Because isn't that a thing?
Actually, it's funny you say that because this next guy, I think he's called Punk Moose, like Punk Cover Moose. He specifically says, what would happen if you sped this song up?
Hey, that's the same guy doing all the instruments.
When you walk my way, gives you out,
down.
Where's your picket fence?
All right.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, you went for either that or it's like quadruplets or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's a snarky song. It works like that too.
We got another short here. This is Cassidy McKenzie. And I think she had, Cassidy, if you see this, correct me if I'm wrong, I think she had this challenge where she was going to try to produce something like every month or something. And I don't know if this fell underneath that, but she ended up covering this 3 years ago.
Okay.
Here we go.
She's playing everything too.
It's like YouTubers are introverts.
Nice. Great.
She's getting extra saucy.
Yeah, kind of give me a little bit of like.
Yeah.
She has someone in mind.
That's neat that so many people are having fun with it. Like, this is a rabbit hole I never go down. So, like, I didn't even know this shit existed.
Oh yeah, this is a whole thing. My friend Ron Wasserman, he composed the X-Men and the Power Rangers themes from the 90s.
Oh shit.
We sat in my car one day and just like watched a bunch of these covers, and he was having a blast. I was like, oh, we should continue this. Several years ago, I showed a bunch of YouTube covers to the composers of the Gummy Bears theme song. And
wait, there's a Gummy Bears theme song?
From the Disney show. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. Same with Tailspin.
I just know the Haribo commercials.
Oh, no. Like the Disney Gummy Bears. And they were the same. They were like, we didn't even know these existed. And it was like the best day of their lives. They'd gone like 30 years not knowing other people liked the song.
Oh, shit. That's funny.
All right, so this one is actually a live performance by a guy named Theo Moon. And he has a different, like more soulful take on it.
Life seems so tense, Lord. Never seen you fall so hard. Know where you are. Truth told me I miss you.
Oh, there's a drum loop back there somewhere.
It's cool that it translates so well to all these different approaches.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's a testament to you guys.
That's cool. I would love to hear that as background music at a restaurant.
I think he does gig a lot, so if anybody here is watching and likes what you heard, I believe he's in Florida, so you could probably go hear him.
That tracks, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so last one. This is a fellow named Alex Melton. If I'm remembering correctly, he doesn't know me and I don't know him personally, but I came across one of his videos and actually recommended it to my friend Ali Spagnola to do a cover with. If I'm wrong about that, I'll edit this part out, but hopefully I'm right. And I just thought he has cool takes on stuff. Once again, someone else who plays everything, but he had pretty like solid arrangement.
Oh, I remember this guy. He did one for Swing Swing too.
Oh, there you go.
I wake up every evening with a big
Whoa.
smile on my face, and it never feels out of place. 'Cause you're still probably working
That's cool.
So much effort.
Yeah.
You guys are like, we didn't put this much effort behind it.
All the syncopation he's including, like I would have never heard those accents.
There it is.
Oh shit. That note's so much uglier in like a super slick produced like pop rock version of this song.
He kind of went like stadium anthem rock with it there towards the end.
Yeah, that's rad. Yeah, I've seen this guy do a lot of covers. He's really good.
Good job, Alex.
That was fun.
Yeah, it's weird because I don't know. I think none of us really contemplate how much people actually know our songs. And so like seeing like all these people are doing this, it's kind of amazing. Like for our song?
Yeah, y'all are living legends, man. Like when I saw the comment on TikTok, All American Rejects say agreed, I was like, that was my day. I canceled everything else I was doing. I posted on my Instagram stories like, guys, I made it.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
So thanks for decades of music. I mean, in the best way possible. And for giving us, like, people like me, and I know yourselves, an anthem to say fuck y'all to anyone who didn't believe in whatever dumb ideas we had. And thank you for joining me today and being part of this podcast. Is the first season of it. We're gonna try it, and you were willing to give this a chance.
Yeah, thanks for letting us break it in for you.
Thanks for tuning in. The next episode of the podcast should be dropping in about 2 weeks and will feature a very special guest. The first artist that has followed me back that I covered on TikTok, Edwin McCain, 90s legend himself, and just such a great guy. We've been DMing back and forth a little bit, and it's taken a while to get the schedule to work out because he's been on tour. But we get to talk about his song, I'll Be, an observation I made that I ended up being right about, and he tells more stories about that song, and I could not ask for more, and what he has coming up. This whole thing is new to me. I'm a songwriter first and foremost, and so I'm just learning how to do all this podcasting stuff. If you could leave a comment or review or rating on whatever podcast service you're listening to this or watching this on, I would love that. Thank you again, and leave me a suggestion of other songs and artists you think I should talk to or talk about.